Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Faith Larkins with another segment of Faith Speaks / Car Ride Confessionals. I wanted to talk to you guys about something that we discussed on our family prayer page. So some of you might know every Friday my family and I get together on Zoom, and it's a sharing time, but it's also a time of prayer. And so one of my sisters was leading prayer on this past Friday. And I'm going to tell you, first of all, I'm going to tell you the devil was busy because he didn't want that topic to be discussed. He was busy because he kept getting into the airwaves of my computer, causing my computer to shut down. It was just all kinds of stuff. And then the end result was I couldn't capture it, what we discussed on video. But I thought what she shared with us was both heartbreaking and a demonstration that we need to pray. So what she shared with us was that a client of hers, my sister, she does work in the line of social work, but she's also she does signing. She does sign language. And one of her clients, who is a deaf client who does not speak, does not hear, was out. I think she was at a work location. I'm not sure where this parking lot was. In any event, she saw this client of my sister's, saw some youths attempting to break into someone's car. She, being a concerned citizen and an older person, stopped to try to discourage their activity, if you will. I don't know if she had gotten out of her car, but it sounds like she did get out of her car. The youths assaulted her. I don't know if there was clearly a language barrier. Okay, so they assaulted her, and then they stole her car and ran over her at least once, and she subsequently died because of her injuries. The youths were caught sometime later, and they were arrested. And so I believe it was 4 youths, 2 girls and 2 young boys. And so when she shared this with us, she was brokenhearted, because this client was not just a client; she was also a friend, someone she knew personally and cared about. And to think that one could lose their life for merely instructing someone else on the right thing to do is disheartening. And that's where our discussion picked up. It's disheartening, this world we live in, right, sometimes, because it seems that no one cares about anyone. It seems that there is no longer a village to raise our youths. In fact, if there were a village during these days, they would be a village at odds, because most young people that have children, or I should say, well, young people that have children, don't want you talking to their kids. So there's no real village to help and instruct kids. Let me give you an example. When I was coming up, when my mother and father were at work, we had nosy neighbors who would either tell on us or spank our behinds should we get into some mischief, or they would fuss at us, and we had to listen to those individuals. You don't have that these days. These kids, a lot of them are being raised by kids, and those kinds, that level, and we respected our elders. We had to respect our elders. There'd be no way that, being a 13 or 14-year-old child, that I would ever lift my hand to an adult. therein lies the difference of my generation and the generations that are out there currently. I'm not saying that every young person is like that, but by and large, there is not that consistent level of respect and appreciation for our elders, right? And so when we were discussing this on our prayer line, one of the things that I felt was, yes, I believe that we have to pray for the family of the decedent, her children, and all of those that are connected to her. And we did. We prayed for them, but we also could not omit the prayer for the youths, because that's what they need. They need someone praying for them. They need someone to step in and be able to instruct them, guide them, direct them in the way in which they should go. They need someone that they can trust, that they'll hear, that can help them grow and mature into the person that God has called them to be. Those 4 youths, their lives are, if not over, severely delayed, because they're going to jail. At 13 or 14, you going to jail. You have committed vehicular homicide. You have committed an assault. You have committed grand theft, auto. You've done all this stuff. So they're going to definitely end up in jail. They may end up in juvenile, which might give them an opportunity, but we got to pray for these kids. We have to learn how to become a village again. We have to learn how to listen one to another and not be so quick to discount someone's instruction to your child. They could be trying to help. They could be speaking life into your child. So we can't cut off communication to the detriment of our children. And so that's really all I wanted to share. It so affected my heart that even though the enemy, got in there and messed up my recording, there was no way that I wasn't going to talk about this. There was no way that this wasn't going to get recorded. There was no way that I wasn't going to post this. The devil is a liar. Amen. And so you all just keep one another in prayer. If you know young people, establish a relationship, friendship, that you can encourage them and direct them in the ways of the Lord, so that these things don't happen. And lift that family up in prayer. This happened in Michigan. Lift that family up in prayer, and lift those kids up in prayer too. You can probably find it on the news somewhere. I don't have all the particulars, but it's out there to be searched if you are so inclined. In any event, I know this isn't something that you might have found particularly uplifted, but it is something that we need to have a level of insight into. You all be blessed, and I will be speaking with you soon. For now, this has been Faith Larkins with another episode of Faith Speaks Car Ride Confessionals. All right, love you guys.